Sickle cell disease affects millions of people throughout the world, and according to the CDC, SCD occurs among about 1 out of every 365 Black or African American births, and more than 16,000 Hispanic Americans are also born with the disease. It's estimated that 1,500 Hoosiers are currently living with it, and though that is a large number, some of people can really feel isolated in the midst of their battle. This summer, Indiana Hemophilia and Thrombosis Center will be hosting a camp for kids with sickle cell disease from all across Indiana. And here to tell us a little bit more about Camp Silver Moon is Kimber Blackwell, Jordan, and Kelly Ronnie. Family, it's nice to see you all. How's everybody doing?
Good. Thank you.
I am so excited to have you all here. Jordan, you are a happy and thriving sixth grader who has sickle cell disease. First of all, how's sixth grade treating you? Because sixth grade, that's a hard grade.
I really enjoyed my teachers. It went well. I was a little bit of a talkative person, but
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, it went very well. Sixth grade was one of my favorite years.
I have a secret for you, Jordan. That's what my report card said until I graduated from high school. So I think we might have a newscaster on our hands. Let's talk a little bit about what it's been like to live with sickle cell. How does it make you feel? It's hard to think through.
Yeah, I can't think of nothing.
It's all right. So let's talk about it really as a family and also as advocates. When we come to sickle cell, some people say, okay, what is sickle cell? How would we describe it?
Sure. So sickle cell is a genetic condition. So you're either born with it or not, passed along from the parents. And what it does is it causes a misshape of the red blood cell. Usually red blood cells are round and squishy, and sickle cells are shaped like a banana, and they get caught in blood vessels, and that can cause a whole host of problems.
Absolutely. Kelly, for you, how has this learning journey been for you when it comes to sickle cell?
It's definitely been a journey. I'm Jordan's aunt, so Jordan's been with me for about 7 years now. Mm-hmm. And it was a learning experience for me also. Learning his triggers, not knowing, when he was going to have a crisis. So as he gets older, it's become a lot better to deal with because he's able to let us know, how he's feeling in his body. So we cope with it pretty well.
Absolutely. And what does a trigger look like? What does a crisis look like for anybody who might not be familiar?
Right. So a crisis is when he's having pain, whether it be in his stomach or his arm or his leg. Just depends on the time of the day, really. So this is a pain. So we treat it, with medicine, Tylenol, ibuprofen, then if it gets serious, oxycodone.
Absolutely. And so, Jordan, with that being explained, how does it make you feel when you are in that pain? Because I think some people don't realize that there's pain associated with what you're going through.
It hurts very badly. It feels like needle just poking you over and over. Yeah.
Wow, that must be hard, and especially if you have other things to do, like school, hanging out with friends. Does it make it kind of tough?
Yeah, and then some sports you're not able to play, like physical sports, like football, I can't name, rugby, stuff like that.
Wow, so that's a big deal. And when we talk about how this impacts our kids, Silver Moon campers are surrounded by others who, and healthcare providers who are living with the same disease. So Kelly, why do you feel like it's so important to have programs and experiences and environments like this?
So I think for Jordan, just being around other children that has the same type of battles that he has, and knowing that he's not, in it alone, and he's able to share with them and get their intake or how they feel about being sick.
Absolutely, because it's a journey, right? Absolutely. So let's talk about this camp, okay? Camp advisors will teach kids from ages 7 to 16 self-management skills for their lifelong journey. So Kimber, what do some of those skills entail for the kids that are going to come?
Sure. So we use camp as a way to help kids become more independent as they grow up with this disease. They're going to have this disease for the rest of their life. So it is learning things that they can do. So if cold weather, right, is one of those triggers, is one of those things that can cause a lot of people to have a crisis, then we teach kids to layer up, and then they see other kids that have sickle cell also layering up. So they don't feel like they're the only ones with a hooded sweatshirt on all day long. Or if it's too cold to swim, it's just too cold to swim. That swimming in cold water can can trigger a crisis in a lot of these kids. So we either have them we can have them go back to their cabin afterwards and everybody take a warm shower and warm back up, or we can have them say, just swimming isn't what we're going to do today because we know that's not what's healthiest or safest for our bodies. And it's helping educate those kids to make those kind of decisions, and that it's okay to make those kind of decisions, and it's important even if they're feeling like they're the only one, but at camp they're not the only one.
I love that. And I think that there's a message in this for a lot of people, whether they have sickle cell or not, learning how we can go through our life journey with whatever we need and speaking up for ourselves and understanding. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. So let me ask you this. If you had more friends who understood your sickle cell journey, how would that impact you, Jordan?
It would make me feel a lot better. But there is this one boy who goes to my school who has sickle cell too, so he knows how it feels like.
And how was that to become friends with him?
At first, I didn't know him well, but then after we talked and stuff, and then we went to the same stuff, we became very good friends.
And see, that's the power of having a space like this. I think this sounds really cool. Camp Silvermoon kicks off June 4th, goes into June 19th in North Webster, Indiana. It's open to kids ages 7 to 16. We'll have all the information on our website at allindiana.tv. Well, family, thank you so much for coming in.